Hello, I'm Philip Brunelle, Artistic Director and founder of Vocal Essence and organist choirmaster at Plymouth Congregational Church in Minneapolis. So every day that we have done this program, now about 130 plus composers, it's been a different composer, one that's had a role to play with one or both of these organizations, and many of them are names that are from the past or the present that you know, and then some come along and you go, this is one I don't know about. Well, that might be the case with today. It's the composer Théodore Dubois, D-U-B-O-I-S. He was famous for many years, and occasionally his music still comes along. He was a French composer, of course. He was an organist, he was a teacher, and today he's probably best known because he wrote a very important treatise on counterpoint and fugue. He taught, of course, at the Paris Conservatoire and was the director there from 1896 to 1905. I forgot to mention he was born in 1837, died in 1924. He was definitely from the old school. So as the director at the Conservatoire, for instance, he did not wish to have them hear the music of Ravel, who was this new guy. And when Debussy wrote his opera Pélias, he forbade the students to go hear it. They did anyway. He was the organist at the Madeleine Church in Paris. Then he succeeded César Franck as organist at St Clotilde, but then he went back to the Madeleine to succeed Saint-Saëns as the organist. He wrote operas, chamber music, lots of music. He has an organ piece that's a toccata that's still heard and played. It's a nice little postlude piece. I first got to know his music in high school. My wonderful high school choir director, Harry Opel, every year during Holy Week or just before, we, the choir, would sing his, not Harry's, but Dubois' 7 last words of Christ. And I was the pianist several of those years, and what a thrill to be able to be at the piano when the choir was singing and hear this great text from the Bible. And this was in the first word when it says, and then the people clamored, he is guilty of death. And we sang, and on it goes from there. Probably the one part of his 7 last words that is still heard in many churches is the very ending. He wrote a little benediction with the text, Christ, we do all adore thee. And that little moment, which of course can be done by itself, a cappella, is a beautiful, lovely closing to all of the 7 last words. So it was years later that I did a performance of the Seven Last Words, and I found inside my program this 1968 Palm Sunday program from Holy Trinity Lutheran Church. And it was the next year, 1969, that I came to become organist choirmaster here at Plymouth Congregational. I mentioned also that he had written a number of piano pieces, Dubois, that is, and he wrote this series of pieces called The Hours. There are 6 of them, and the one I'm going to play for you is the one entitled Dream Hour, Heure rêvée. What's interesting about it, if you didn't know the composer, and of course this piece dates from 1923, you would probably think, that sounds like Debussy or Ravel or any of the other Impressionists. This is Heure rêvée, music of Théodore Dubois. Have a wonderful day.